All right, now US President Donald Trump has gone ahead and has declared a national emergency on the US-Mexican border wall issue in order to get money to build his promised border wall. Now, Trump's declaration will in fact enable the use of taxpayers' money on the border without congressional approval. He had demanded for about $5.7 billion for the wall, which the Congress had refused to approve. And just after the announcement, Donald Trump and also First Lady Melania Trump left the White House to go to their Mar-a-Lago private resort.
So I'm going to be signing a national emergency. And it's been signed many times before. It's been signed by other presidents. From 1977 or so, it gave the presidents the power. There's rarely been a problem. They sign it. Nobody cares. I guess they weren't very exciting. But nobody cares. They sign it for far less important things in some cases, in many cases. We're talking about an invasion of our country with drugs, with human traffickers, with all types of criminals and gangs. We've done a lot, but one of the things I said I have to do and I want to do is border security, because we have tremendous amounts of drugs flowing into our country, much of it coming from the southern border. When you look and when you listen to politicians, in particular certain Democrats, they say it all comes through the port of entry. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's just a lie. It's all a lie. They say walls don't work. Walls work 100%.
California and New York have suggested that they will take legal action against President Donald Trump's national emergency declaration. New York's Attorney General Letitia James has said in a statement that they intend to fight with every tool that they have at their disposal. The Democrats in the House Judiciary Committee have also sent the White House a letter on Friday demanding a testimony from the White House counsel and also the Justice Department officials.
As the president said himself, he didn't have to do this. There's no emergency here for the nation. He's just using this as his cover to try to move this further. And at the end, he also made it very clear. He's depending on what he hopes is a conservative Supreme Court that will back his political play to be able to do this. But I think his advisors, I think Republicans in Congress have said to him, this is treacherous territory. You're now taking us on.
And also our correspondent Kevin McAleese from Washington, who's been tracking the developments of this story very closely, has sent us this report.
You heard him there say this was one of his campaign promises, not the only one. Well, it was the biggest one, and it was the one that drew the most attention to Donald Trump when he first crashed onto the political scene back in 2015. We've now got to the position where the president has failed to use Congress, to use elected US officials to get their support to build his border wall. He wants that $5.7 billion. He's not going to get it through traditional political congressional means. So instead, his plan B, as he put it, is to declare this national emergency along that border. He will then plunder certain funds from different parts of government, perhaps the majority, some experts suggesting from the Department of Defense, in order to build that wall that he believes is necessary, because as he puts it, there is a national security crisis along the border, US border with Mexico, though stats from his own government would suggest that is not the case. You will also have people who say we're heading towards a court battle over all of this, and then it would be on the president to prove that there is really an emergency on the southern border, and people will point to the fact that he has waited so long to declare this emergency, something he has been talking up for months and months and months. Why act now? That's the argument that he will have to try and defend if it gets to the Supreme Court, as the president himself said he expects it to get there. Why is he calling this emergency? He says it's to stop the gangs, stop the traffickers, stop the drugs pouring into the United States, and to stop the murders along that border. He often points to angel mums who he had actually sat in the front row during his speech in the Rose Garden. They are mums of children who have been lost to undocumented immigrants in the United States. And Donald Trump is more comfortable pointing to them than pointing to his sources or statistics to back up his calls for this radical action that he announced today.
All right, Kevin McAleese there getting us the latest on this declaration of emergency in the United States.